This video is sponsored by Cricut.
Welcome to this week's video. I need to just go straight in there and say, these ain't my wedding DIYs. I have some cute wedding DIYs behind me, but they ain't mine. I did not randomly, overnight, last minute, find a husband or a potential husband. Okay, I'm gonna get straight into the video. I've got some satisfying wood staining, some personalized gifts, well, stuff that you could make as gifts, and a fun little party bar behind me. Let's get into it.
The first thing we're going to do is we are going to wood stain these cigar boxes that I picked up because I have been tasked with the mission to create a cigar and whiskey bar table setup. So I picked up these two cigar boxes. I'll leave a link to them. They're made of that wood that you find in craft shops. I'm not sure what this wood is, but it's like a little on the thin side. I'm not saying it looks cheap, but it's a nice base to begin with. So I wanted to stain it just to give it a little bit of more expensive look and make it look a bit rustic. So I'm using a sponge to stain, but you can use a cloth. There's loads of ways you can stain wood, and I always describe staining wood as doing your fake tan. So you can prep the surface, give it a wipe down if you need to sand it, and then you can apply your wood stain and stain it in the direction of the grain and wipe off any excess. Just like painting, allow it to dry between coats and you can layer on until you get the depth of colour that you want.
So I had picked up wood slices. Oh, actually, I have probably wood stain on that. So I got this lovely chunky piece of oak, lovely knot on it, and it's nice and thick. I think I'll use this side. Slight crack here from the knot, but I could put some wood glue on it. It's not gone all the way through. And it has lovely detail on the side. And then I have two pieces of beech, and I thought that they would be really nice for using on the table itself. And then this other piece of beech, I love this because it has the moss on it, and I was thinking, especially the oak, but the oak is lovely and thick, you could use that either as a sign afterwards, or it's that thick that you probably get away with using it for a really small stool. So maybe like a plant pot stand or something. I'm not going to do anything to them except, I can't find my wax. I'm going to just give them a coat of a white wax that I have, just because it's all that I have, and I'm just going to wax them to seal the wood so that it doesn't get damaged, because it's raw and I don't want it to kind of get damaged. It just needs a little something, so I'm going to just wipe it down. I have a little sticker gap here, and then yeah, I might have to sand it. So I have whitewashed the boxes, but I remember that I used a wax oil. Can I just show you really quickly? It's not after turning out how I thought, but I don't mind. So this is my table from my woodwork class, and I did use this is the exact same stain that I used, but the coating is a wax oil, and yeah, you can see obviously the wood is different as well to the one I was using. So the wood that's on that thing in there is like just a cheap kind of chipboard wood. But yeah, I thought I was going to get more of the warmth of the stain, but instead I got more of a grey tone. I'll show you. So my cigar boxes, I put the wax on them. This is wax, not oil. It was an oil I used on the other one, but not to worry. Once this is waxed, you can't go back in with the stain because the wood is sealed. You would have to like sand it really well. It's a bit of a faff, and to be honest, I don't have the time. So I don't mind it because I have done white wax on the wood because I wanted to bring out the grain, and the wedding is like kind of boho, not shabby chic but rustic, and I think that these, especially in hotel lighting with candles and it's all dressed out, I don't think it's going to be too bad. And also I have a frame. I know that the bridesmaids are wearing black, so this is the picture that they gave me as a guide, was kind of like rustic, warm. I'll see if I can insert the picture of the inspiration that they gave me. So I saw it was actually quite hard to get a frame that had one of these on the back. So this thing, not that it was hard. I literally went to 2 shops. I was in B&Q and then I went into the range. I'm sure you can get these in IKEA and everywhere else, but just when I was out, I had just a short amount of time to get these bits before I had to do something else. So I got this, and I think with the wood grain, I don't think it's too bad. I've got lots of different shades of wood, but I just thought these would be nice pieces just to elevate the table. Like, I don't want to just put cigars on the table and then, yeah, whiskey and cigars. It's got to look a bit bougie. Okay, it's the next day. All my wax has dried. Ooh, look at the detail in this plank of wood. Do you know what? Before I did woodwork class, I would think of a knot in wood as like, damn, I have to prime that, have to paint it. I think of it as an inconvenience. Now when I see knots in wood, I'm like, yes, detail, grain. I was actually picking out the wood slice going, lovely knot. The 3 pieces, because this is oak, the other 2 are beech. I have like 50 shades of wood right now. So just putting that white wax on has kind of tied them in together. And do you know what, I don't mind this because the vinyl that I'm going to be sticking on will be an initial, and then I'm going to have the 2 names and the date. So I'm going to design that now in Design Space. Well, I actually found a project that someone else in the Cricut community did, and thankfully they shared it, so it means I can just click in and customize it and make it myself. So the 2 boxes, I think I'm going to do the initial, which will be M, and then Shauna and Michael. I'm always like, is it Michael and Shauna or is it Shauna and Michael? I always put the girl first because if I was getting married, I would want it to be Catherine and Thing, because girls first, ladies first. I don't know. But I'm really happy with how this box turned out. I think it looks way more expensive than than the kind of craft box that it was. Left the inside original for a bit of contrast. So yeah, there will be cigars in here. I don't have cigars to stick in them, but yeah, whiskey and cigars. So let's go into Design Space. The design for this one. How many times have I said design? Design this. Then I need to do something for the frame, and then we're going to make party props. Okay, let's jump into Design Space. Here is my design on the screen. I wasn't able to use the one that I wanted due to not having the font. So this is the one that I found in the community for Design Space. As you can see, it's like a lovely scroll, you know, font. But when I went in to edit it, I didn't have any of the fonts, did I? It tells you here what elements are here. So I decided to take the design idea and I tweaked it. And I'm going to show you, it's actually become much easier to find fonts in Design Space. So let's click on the names. And then if you go to font in the top left hand corner, you can, I'm going to just X out of that, let it load.
So there's little tabs here. So you've got decorative, vintage, stencil. I scrolled down to, like, you've got chunky, calligraphy. So I clicked on that, and that gave me different fonts in that style. So this I think is new enough, because I remember before scrolling through looking for nice descriptive letters. So you can have a play around, like you can click on vintage, you can click on decorative. So there's loads there if you want to have a look. Also, if you have a name of the font, you can type that in, and you can have bookmarked fonts as well. I actually do have some bookmarked fonts. Another thing you can also do is you can play around with the letter spacing. So if you want this to be wider, you can also stretch it. But if you want to have more gaps in between, and then you can obviously make it smaller. I want to have, see this and? I want to have this and in the center like that, and I'm going to layer it on top. And then I have the date, and then I have the letter. The font I've used for the letter, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Recoleta. So in the top left hand corner you'll see it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the lid of my box to make sure that my lettering and all of this is going to fit, and then I can just adjust the sizes. This one is 15 centimeters wide, so I need to make sure that I have 15 centimeters on the lid of my box. Then I'm going to click make it. Also, see on the right hand side, I had originally downloaded the first design, and I think they're still on my page. So these were in that design that I had downloaded from the community, which is very cool. Little donuts. There was lots of little assets in it that you can use. There was like a table number as well, so it was really funky. But I'm going to delete all of them because all I need is this design. So I've highlighted this, double click, duplicate, because I have 2 boxes, and there I have 2 of them. I'm going to click make. I do need to connect my machine, so that warning might come up, and then I will do my usual where I select the material that I'm using. So yeah, it's going to print off. So this is going to be white, and then I have the date as well, and then on the other mat I have the M's because I need to change the colour. So yeah, I'm going to load up my machine and load up my vinyl. Now, I don't have black vinyl, which could be a small problem. So I'm after been looking in my stash. So I have white vinyl, so that's perfect. So I can do the name in white. I need a contrasting colour for the M. Would gold be too bling bling? Gold might be too bling bling. I do have some dark colours. I feel like these would be too muted to have as my M in the back. Now the M is not really chunky, so I think I'm going to take the risk and do the golds. Okay, for our next project, this is an easy-ish one, but I wanted to show you about changing not the font, but the operation. So this is a sign that I need to make. So it has a moustache, cigar and whiskey bar, I'm just copying a picture that was sent to me that they want. And then it says, please help yourself to a celebratory cigar and a glass of whiskey. Now, as you can see, the text here is different. So I do not have any black vinyl, but I do have a Sharpie and I have a Cricut pen. I'm going to go to operation in the top left hand corner and I'm going to click on pen. So hopefully that looks kind of tight, but I am going to be filling this in with a Sharpie. I'll need to have a little steady hand. So I'm going to get the Cricut machine to write this out on some art paper that I have, and then I'm going to fill it in with a Sharpie. Now, if you had black vinyl, you could totally just stick vinyl onto your card. But if you want to save your vinyl and you don't want to waste it, or you don't want to weed out, sometimes when you do letters, it can be kind of harder to weed things out. You just need to, I don't know, take a bit more time, I suppose, or make the text bigger. So I'm going to use the pen for this because I think it will be easy to do. So I'm going to load up my machine, stick the pen in, and yeah, let's see if this is going to turn out how I imagine. Okay, we have a fresh canvas once again. So you can either, for this project that I'm going to do, I want to make some of those funny like party selfie props. So like the ones that you use, you know, like the mustache and things like them. So I clicked projects. There is like tens of thousands of projects. I'm going to type in prop. I think that's what I typed in the other day and loads of them came up. Yes, so you've got photography props, photo props. There is loads if you want to just click on and make one. I actually bookmarked this one here because I love how simple they are as well. They have the little eyes and the nose, so I think I might do that one. But just to give you an idea, there's loads of cool ones. Like that one's really cool with the red glasses. The Christmas one, you've got little cat ones here. So yeah, if you go into projects and click prop, that's where you'll find them. And also, if you kind of know what you want to make, like maybe it's sunglasses or something, on the left hand side there's the images tab, and you can also go into images and search there. So let's put this one. I know I have a lot of black paper, so what you can do is edit a copy. So I'm going to click on edit a copy just so I can resize them. Ooh, so they're all on my canvas. So I'm going to just move them around. Oh, I love the Elvis one. How cool is that? And then, so it has the measurements here. So like 12 by 7. So if you want to make that bigger, if you want to have the mustache bigger, I think, yeah, a tie is cool. I think I have some striped paper. And again, you can make these bigger. I'm sure, see the bubble marks? You could probably use the type function here on the left hand side where you could type, and then we have some bows. So this is actually a good bunch, and I like that it's mostly black and white paper. I do have some stripe. I've got some floral card would be nice for that. And I think I need to check my stash and make sure my paper is thick enough. A card would be perfect for this, and then I'm just going to check and make sure that I have some glue sticks and some like skewers to stick them on, and then I think these are going to be perfect. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, I think the glue was, I need to fix the glue on these. I need to make sure, I need to test out every single selfie stick to make sure that they are party proof and that they do not break and they withstand the night. I wanted to say as well, see these boxes. So these were just little craft, they're called cigar boxes, and they were just like an MDF. I don't even know if they were MDF. I'm not sure what the wood was, but it was like a thin, the ones you kind of see with in craft shops, those little craft kind of boxes. But I was thinking that this would be a nice little keepsake box with the date on it, because yes, it's, you know, cigars, but I was thinking you could get some cards in here, or if you wanted to do a memory box with like the wedding invitation, any cute little things, maybe cards. You'd probably get some cards in here, although you'd probably need a bigger one, depending on the size of the wedding and the amount of people giving you cards. But I just thought that this would be a nice and relatively inexpensive. I think it was like £7 for a box, and I got 2 of them, or maybe they were £10. You could probably get these cheaper. And then obviously if you have a Cricut already, you could just use up some leftover vinyl, and you could make this in about half an hour. Obviously bearing in mind the time it takes for your wood stain to stain, but I stained this the night before, and then it took me about half an hour to make 2 of them today. So I think this, if you do have a Cricut, will be a nice little thoughtful gift, and something that they could keep. I didn't stick any like logos or anything on the wood slices, because I'm gonna ask them if they want me to do something fun with the wood slices, so turn it into like maybe a sign. What I was thinking was, and I don't have one, has anyone ever tried burning into wood? There's a name for it. It's like I would have to buy the tool, but I was thinking if I drew the pattern on, so if they wanted a message or something carved or burnt into the wood, you could probably cut the template off on your Cricut, almost like a stencil, and then stick it on. Yeah, and then maybe draw it in pencil maybe. I know if you stick the stencil on and go to burn it, you'll melt the stencil. Anyway, I'm just thinking to myself. But if you have used a Cricut to do it where you're, is it burnishing? Burnishing? Oh, I left my phone upstairs to Google what the term is. But you might know what I'm on about. It's when you have a pen but it burns into the wood, and people do lovely calligraphy in the wood. Because I think it's just a lovely piece and it has lovely detail in it, and it might be nice. Isn't wood, I don't know any of the wedding things, you know, like if you're married for 20 years, it's like, is year 1 paper? I don't know. Again, let me know in the comment section. So I hope you enjoyed my little display. What I'll do is, this video is going up just after the wedding. The wedding will have, fingers crossed, all going to plan, happened a couple of days before this video goes up, the 5th, you've seen on the box. So if I have any pictures of a setup in the venue,
I'll see if I can find them and maybe share them on Instagram so you can see what it looked like on the day. I've done like a little mock-up, but I think the venue it's not a castle, but I think it's like a country house. So I haven't been to it, and I think it's all like old dark wood and kind of rustic. So hopefully, I don't think my sunflowers will last, but hopefully the table is the vibe that they are after. Let me know if you have used your Cricut for any like wedding DIYs. I don't plan on getting married anytime soon. So, but I know that people watching this video might be looking for inspiration because maybe they're in that position where they're planning a wedding. Maybe they want to do their wedding invitations. There's loads of stuff in the Cricut design space if you're looking for inspiration. But if any of my followers, there's a crow, if anyone who's watching this video who did something simple that was like effective for the wedding, did it save you money, how did you get on, you can have a discussion in the comment section. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.